Hello and welcome to today's BoldTrail Academy. Steve, how you doing?
I'm good, man. It is an
Right.
awesome Friday.
Hey, we're on week 4 of BoldTrail Basics, and we're covering a topic that I really use this feature quite a bit, and I think it's a fun feature. We're doing squeeze pages and landing pages. Before we jump in, let's go back and take a look at where we came from. I had a question this week. Where can I find your content? Where can I find you? So I'm on YouTube, and you can see videos right here.
Mohammed, make sure you're on mute.
And I post all my videos on here, and so you can go in and take a look at the content that we're putting out. Um, and yeah, go back and look at them. I've had 2 views on last week's video. I post them in there. They're also on my school platform, and I have my classroom set up on school. And this is the 13 weeks of basics right here. And I have the previous 4 weeks set up right there. So you can go in and check those out. If you're not a member of my school platform, I'm going to copy this link and I will put it in the chat. And it doesn't cost anything to join. You just have to create a profile, which some people get hung up about. It's just one of the things. I was talking to Tom Ferry a couple weeks ago when he was here presenting in Sacramento, and he said, "Hey, Alex, what platform are you on?" I said, "I'm on the school platform." And he's like, man. I go, "Well, I think it's the best of the worst options out there because there just isn't a great platform to put this content out." And so we organize it there. It's the best we have right now, and it works for us.
I happen to concur. He did actually meet in person with Tom Ferry because I saw the pictures, which Tom Ferry's a big hitter out there. And yes, they did have an in-person meeting. So
Yeah,
I'll actually verify that.
yeah. Thank you, Steve. So I post the notice of meetings here. That was the question I had: is how do I find out about your meetings? I post them here. As you can see, I don't have them built out for the month. I usually post the notice of meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, I'm also on the Facebook. That's what it used to be called back in the day. Remember that?
The
It
Facebook.
was called
Yeah.
Facebook.
Who was the character that said drop the face? Drop the. I
I
remember that was a weird little.
I don't know.
I don't think who that was.
It's good knowledge when you come up with it.
The
But anyway, I just put the link to the
the
Facebook there.
Zapier. Yeah.
And so it's there. Going in, this is the New Vision EXP site. If you guys are looking for resources, this is where you find them. I'm going to drop this link as well. When you go in and land on the homepage, of course, you land right here on the New Vision site. You can go in here to resources. The one thing that I really want to encourage everyone to jump into is the 12-week challenge. Gary Meek does an amazing job with a 12-week challenge. And really what this is it is based in production, and it's having yourself be accountable. And I think it's something that we all need in our real estate business. We need someone there to hold us accountable, to make sure that we're doing these different tasks. So sign up for the 12-week challenge.
Yeah, and if you can indulge me real quick, would you, everybody, if you could go to the New Vision site and look at the 12-week program, it marries perfectly with what we're doing with KV Core. And if you go just to the very bottom of there's a thing called proof of concept. So we want to kind of talk you through real quick. If you right to the very bottom, yeah, just spin on down there. And I would encourage everybody to read about this 12-week program, but right there, proof results. So we took 13 agents, 10 really committed themselves the first year to this. We went 3 90-day cycles. They did an average of 30 closings the previous year, 3 per agent. And look at this, we tripled their production through these methods.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't a joke. This is very serious. And we really tie in the 12-week program, and it's a rolling 12 weeks. You can always jump in at any time, get accountable, and then use KV Core as a tool to help you make calls, follow up with clients.
Yeah, I with BoldTrail KV Core, as Steve referenced it. You can automate yourself out of the transaction as a realtor. You can. But I'm going to tell everyone here, and I'll repeat this every single week, where you get serious traction is when you pick up the phone and make your calls. You got to do it. You got to do it. This platform gives you reasons to call your clients by sending out market reports, listing valuations, weekly newsletters. It gives you that reason to call them. And to be successful as a real estate agent, you have to be successful. You have to be very willing to pick up the phone and make those awkward phone calls and know how to talk to people. We have a scripting class with Tom, who is
Costello.
it? Costello. I think it's on Tuesdays. And we all could use better scripting. Steve, you could use better scripting. Everyone here could use better scripting. Tom does a great job with his scripting class. Get with an agent, get with your accountability partner and do scripting. Because the worst thing
it's on Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Carlo.
The worst thing you can do is practice your script with your clients. Right? You just don't want to do it. So anyway, I wanted to go over that. I want to touch on Brent's events. These are the events throughout the week. Mojo Monday with Gary. Here's me on Friday. We have some incredible resources. Verl Workman, Tom Daves, Johnny Jennings on Thursday. We were here yesterday for that. We have incredible resources. Again, I had an agent that left EXP because they said they didn't get enough training. I got to tell you, one of the problems I have, my wife and I were talking about this last night, about the time commitment to all the training. Steve, I really believe that with the training schedule you have at the corporate level, the regional level, and the local level, you could be on a call twice a day, every single day.
Well, Steve Castaneda, I see him on the call here. He and I have a conversation. There are so many things to plug into. You have to be judicious about what you plug into. Just find your zone. We'll find different trainings for you. But if you meeting yourself to death, you won't sell escrows.
Yeah. So for me personally, I do my meetings in the morning. I do my BoldTrail meetings, my client meetings, all that in the morning. And from 1 to 4 o'clock, I lock myself in my office and I make my calls. I do my follow-up. I do all that sort of stuff. And what I've learned over time is to be mindful about your schedule so that you prioritize making those calls. It's very easy to go, oh my gosh, I'm going to go show property at 2 o'clock. Well, if you already have it scheduled out, you can say, hey, I'm busy at 2 o'clock. I already have something scheduled. What's the next time that'll work for you? And that's something, that script that I just gave you is something I did with my accountability partner working on different scripting. And really it came out of back when my kids were young, I was the soccer coach. And I lost a client because what I said was, hey, I can't go show you property right now. I have to go coach my girls' soccer team. And they said, wait a minute, you're going to go coach girls playing soccer and not show me property? They fired me.
Good. And you'll get fired too if you tell your client you have some personal need above theirs. So don't do it.
So you just have to be very careful. Moving on, we have Cabo coming up March 3rd. Steve and I are going to Cabo.
That's right.
It's going to be a great event. It'll be my first time going to Cabo. So I'm looking forward to that. Now let's jump into it. We are covering the squeeze pages and landing pages. This is always a popular subject to cover because now we're getting into using the platform to generate business and communicate or get new business coming in. So I always start from my dashboard. You can see I looked at a property here. I had a new lead. I have people looking at property. So I like to have this activity. And these are all follow-up things I do at 1 o'clock. So if you're looking for BoldTrail help, don't call me at 1 o'clock because I'm calling my clients. Although I will take your call. You go into Lead Engine. Lead Engine, if you haven't spent time in here, just go in here and just check out these different tiles. They are all really based in generating leads. The way I learned how to use this stuff is I just went in and started messing around with it, watching videos on it, looking it up on YouTube, and getting to familiarize myself with it. I think that the IDX squeeze page is one of the most useful features here for a number of reasons. You can advertise with it. If you get a sign call, you can respond to that sign call with a custom website built around what their property preferences are. You can feature individual properties. You can feature market areas. So let's go into it and take a look. I use this all the time. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to choose my domain.
And why is that important?
So I am the admin for our team site. And so within that team site, we have all of our other agents that are in there, and I have access to their sites as well. So I'm going to choose mine for this. When I go in and look at history, you can see the history of the sites I've created using squeeze pages, and I've done 533 in 4 years. That's how much I use this.
Now, when you build a squeeze page, does it have a duration? Does it expire?
Great question. These are evergreen, and they're constantly updated with the MLS feed.
So you're sharing with everybody, you have 500 digital, a net of 500 digital squeeze pages.
I do.
All right.
And I'm constantly
Try to
putting
keep up
them
with
out.
that, guys.
Yeah. I try to keep up with it sometimes.
But how much does it cost you?
It just costs me time.
There
It
you
just costs me time. And so I don't want to get too deep into this, but one thing I'm working on right now is doing a newsletter.
Okay.
And within this newsletter, I'm putting embeds. All these different subjects will be linked back to squeeze pages. And so I'll be able to send this out in a newsletter as a PDF that has clickable links in it. And this is going to be the new format of the Living in Placer County newsletter that'll go out to the team site. And so as the admin on the team site, I'm going to send this thing out once a week for everyone that's on the Living in Placer County team, because I do it anyway. I do a weekly newsletter anyway. So I'm just going to take it to the team level. And I haven't totally tested this yet, but I think it's going to work really nicely.
We're gonna have anything for the Velo Cafe on that? We need to pitch some bread.
I may
Maybe
put a
some
link.
pizza.
Yeah,
Every good newsletter has got some recipes, which I think we can figure out.
we can do that. All right, so let's jump into it. So I want to show you guys how easy this is to use. So we're looking at the multi-property squeeze page. In this case, we're going to go in and we're going to look at Placer County. Okay, and so you see it spins over here and it pulls up, and you have to make sure you choose the right one. I know if I typed in Lincoln, Lincoln has just a bunch of different options because they have those different market areas. So I'm just going to go with Placer County. I'm going to go with single family. And let's not get too granular. I'm going to go minimum price range. Let's say 1,500,000. Okay, we're just going for the upper end of this market. Okay, because everyone wants to be a luxury agent, right? And options, I'm going to go with open houses. So what I'm creating for your clients that are in this market, it doesn't have to be the 1,500,000 market. It doesn't have to be Placer County. I'm just showing this as an example. If you have a client that is interested in doing an open house tour and you have their property specifics, you can build your squeeze page around that and say, here is a list of all the open houses I think you might be interested in. So let's continue to build this. So source, we're going to say open house. Hashtag, we'll put Placer County. All has to be one word. How many views do you want them to be able to look at before they have to register?
See, this is a good question. So you can actually create variety, but 3 to 5, would you say that might be a reasonable amount before they are asked to sign in?
I use 5. I've done a lot of A/B testing on this. And 5 seems to be kind of the magic number that gets them to register. You could choose none. So if I'm sending this to an existing client, you could say never.
That'd be good. That'd be a good thing to do.
If you're posting this to social to say, hey, here's all the open houses going on in Roseville this weekend, you could have it be 5. So for this example, we're just going to go 5. We're going to generate this link. All right, so I've been very specific with the type of squeeze page that I'm building here. I don't know if there's any 1,000,005 open houses this weekend in Placer County. I'm assuming that there are. So over here, you have these 2 boxes. I'm going to copy it to a clipboard. I'm going to come over here and we'll paste it.
That's a very long link,
It is. It is.
but we have a very short link. He's
How
going to
about
show you.
16? Would you have ever guessed there's going to
No.
be 16 open houses on 1,000,005
Wow.
properties? So if I had that client, which I might have that client that's interested this weekend, I just built a website for them. I just built a website to say, hey, here's all the open houses. You're coming to the area. We won't have to schedule property tours because these are all open houses. Let's go take a look at it. Let me point out some features here. This is digitally branded under my footprint. Okay. This isn't a Zillow website where you're sending them open houses, and then if they click on them, it goes to the highest bidder. This is your website. So all the activity that happens in here it comes back to you. So if they click on a property and say, I want to go view this property, we can go in here, view details. And if they want to request a showing, it's right there. All your information, all your agency information, it's embedded into this. This is your lead capture site. Okay. I think it's cool. How many people think this is cool?
That's excessively cool.
I think it is.
And it's a very effective platform. And I encourage people, get used to building 1 a day.
Yeah.
Why not 2 a day? You
Yeah.
can at least 1 a week, right? Get your digital footprint built.
And so when you do these, when you build these out, let me grab another tab. When you build these out, the activity, if that contact that clicks on it is in your CRM, it shows up here on your dashboard as activity.
So you just viewed the Lily Lane, is that correct?
Yeah, we viewed it Lily Lane. That's my listing. And I just had a huge price drop on it. So I'm out there marketing that one out there through using these different tools. And that's why I'm showing up on my own dashboard. But when you build out these squeeze pages and your clients click on them, it shows up in your activity feed. And then what do?
You call them.
You pick up the phone and you call.
Yep.
And that's really what we're trying to do. All right, let's go in and we're going to take a look at.
I could have a shameless plug. When do you call them? During your power hour with the 12-week challenge.
That's right. That's right. Guys, it's really where you get traction. You could do sold. This is a feature that just came about within the last 6 months. Steve, when would you build a squeeze page for sold properties?
So as soon as you sold one in a neighborhood, you could actually then create that squeeze page and now market to other potential listings showing you just had success in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah. And each one of those sold listings comes up with the same look and feel of that digitally branded website. It's a cool feature. You can do a CMA report on it. A lot of different things you do. Single property. So single property is this site right here. This is what it comes up as. So every single property that's listed in the MLS, the platform automatically generates this site for you. So I have a client coming to town to see property this afternoon, and they sent me the links using one of the third-party search sites. I went and found them in BoldTrail, and I sent them my link. And so one of the biggest challenges I find is getting people off the third-party listing sites and getting them onto our site. It's the biggest challenge I have. And to the credit of the third-party lead gen sites, the ability to search on those sites is more granular than what this offers. It's one drawback to it, but the more you can get people on this, the better chance you have of communicating with them and converting them. The seller squeeze page, we can go in here and we can go that we're going to put this on Facebook. We can do hashtag. We can do seller, or if it's a specific property, you could do the property address as a hashtag. Location, we can do 95747, and you have to wait for it to come up, and you click on that, and you can generate the link. You have two different links. There's a short and a long. If you're trying to post this in an email, you're going to want to use the shorter link because it just looks better. So we can come in here, paste this in, and now you have a market report. And it's going to make a print back. Put that in there. Oh, it's looking for enter your address. Put the address in there. And now we'll go through and it will generate that site.
It's actually a great exercise to show people what the client's going to see.
Mm-hmm.
So now submit and view the report. You ask yourself, what's he going to see?
This is it.
Pretty brilliant.
Yeah. Gives you all the market data information, pulls in comps. This is kind of a cool one here. Buyer interest, online engagement with EXP, 3.1 million. Online engagement near the address, 1,000.
Think of taking this in front of a client and showing them the horsepower of the team that you're part of.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of views from your own company.
Yeah. Really cool feature. And then it goes in and lists the potential interest right here, interested buyers. And this is all pulling from my database. I have, I think, 3,800 contacts in here now. And it's pulling that in because I've worked with this platform for so long that I've really developed a robust CRM. And then market reports is the other one. So market reports, if I want to put it in here for Loomis, you wait for Loomis area to come up or Loomis city. I'm going to do area. And maybe I want to post this on Facebook. And hashtag, I want to say Loomis. And you click on that and you generate it. So I'm not really doing this a whole lot of service by just rifling through this. What I really want you guys to do is to go and start looking at ways you can use this within your business. So this is the market report that it generates, and it gives you the stats for the Loomis market.
I think I want to key on for all you guys is what you're actually seeing is the efficiency and the speed of how to actually create these. We're talking about a couple seconds. Okay, people think, what is the daunting task of building a squeeze page?
Yeah.
2-3 clicks of a button, and now you have this incredibly beautiful presentation of this market report for Loomis. So now you have something very tangible to target and send to a client, and they will see value in it. It took you seconds because you have a very, very powerful Ferrari as a CRM that you now have at your fingertips.
It's a good point. When I'm rifling through these, I know I'm going fast. The reason I'm so proficient at this is I use it every day. I don't use it every other week. I'm in this platform every day, creating content, using it, and building it into my newsletters, sending it to my clients, putting it on social, all these different things. I intended on covering the lead gen landing pages, but I've run out of time. So I'll do a next week. We'll just focus on that. I think that this deserved a session onto itself. And like I said, the message I have for you is to go and use it. You know, go in here. I'll direct you to it again. If I go to my dashboard, I go down to lead engine and I go to squeeze pages. In my case, I pick my URL and I pull it up. And then, like I say, you keep track of the history of them. They are evergreen. So one of the more successful squeeze pages I've used is you can go in and have all your short sale and foreclosure listings.
Yep.
And so what it does is it picks all the data, all the you call it special listing criteria from MLS for short sale and foreclosure. I build out that squeeze page and then I post it in Craigslist. I put it on Facebook. I put it on Instagram, Reddit. I've started putting it on Reddit. And depending on what your messaging is for it, I find that a lot of home buyers that are entering the market and they're on a budget, they're all looking for the deal. I'm going to get a deal because I'm going to buy a short sale. I'm going to buy a foreclosure. And it's a good way I have found of building rapport with that level of buyer that's entering the market. And it's a useful tool for educating them on what that process looks like. And really some of my best clients I've originated using that squeeze page for distressed properties.
So there's something that's heard when people say you're everywhere online. The question is, how does the agent do that? They use tools that create very, in this case, a very beautiful presentation of a squeeze page, but it's seconds you create it. So you ask them, what do I want to post today? Like you get posting anxiety these days because it's like, what now do I create? This is a built-in pattern that you can follow. Alex has followed it diligently.
Yeah.
And it works incredibly well. So just become proficient at it. Here's what I'm gonna ask everybody. You have a little bit of homework. Go back to the school platform. And if you're not, go into the link, get yourself registered for the school platform because this is going to be posted. Go back into this week's class. Obviously, the beginning part, we're doing a lot of refresher, but just go right to him building the squeeze pages and go practice. Build a few for yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be right here. 13 weeks, BoldTrail basics.
Okay.
And I'll post
Do
it right
week
down.
5.
It'll be week 5.
Okay.
So yeah, we put this stuff out there. Our focus is on giving you the tools to be more productive and more efficient and make those phone calls have more intent. And I'll keep saying it. You gotta make your calls.
One last shameless plug. Pitt Miller is in the room, so I want to encourage everybody. If you don't have Pitt Miller's contact with Success Mortgage, he is your contact. Pitt, what's your contact information?
Well, you put in the chat.
We're going to put it in the chat. So everybody grab that information. Success Lending is owned by EXP, guys. Use their services. It helps us all.
Yes. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then we're going to come back and take questions.
We get an applause this week.